Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrade.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing okay. I'm still sick. Anyway, let's get to the markets, guys. Again, nothing has changed. The bulls just keep on, just keep on moving the chains, to use a term from the NFL. Markets are strong. Markets very, very strong, even when stocks are pulling in. Again, we've been saying this every single day. There's always a rotation into something. When one stock rests, another stock wakes up, and so forth and so on. And if you look at all the indexes, just to get an idea, again, you can see how close the Nasdaq 100 is to have it really having one of these explosive days. And we'll kind of segue that in a few minutes into what I believe we're like 1 or 2 days away, and it might fall in on a Friday. What we've seen now for 3 consecutive Fridays of really good speculation money flow. And when I'll show you the charts later in the next few minutes, you'll see exactly what we talk about of a kind of a premium hand, like a really, really premium hand that we possibly could get in the next couple of days. But again, from the index wise, again, NASDAQ 100, steady flow, 3 consecutive higher highs, higher lows. You look at the Russell that's represented by the smaller capitalized companies, just breaking out. The Dow, res day today for the diamonds, but look how strong it is. You can see a move to 25,700 on the Dow Composite, and the most important part is, again, its rotation. And if you look at today's session, again, nothing outrageous, right? Nothing outrageous, with the exception of Overstock. Nothing really outrageous, but again, value after value after value after value. And the most important part when we're trading, and I made this really great analogy, and we'll talk about this more. We'll talk about this more on the weekend update. How I made an analogy how when you're a professional trader, and if you remove all the noise from the whole social media thing about having 12 different stocks a day, all that stuff, all that nonsense, and just waiting for value, I made a good analogy that it's basically you versus one of the best poker players in the world, Phil Ivey, right? Just use Phil Ivey as an example. If you guys don't know who he is, just Google him. So you're you, and you're facing the market, which is Phil Ivey. And again, you might win a hand off Phil Ivey, right? You might win a hand. You might win 2 hands off Phil Ivey. But at the end of the day, Phil Ivey's going to beat you, right? Phil Ivey's going to beat you. So when you're going against one of these professional poker players, the best in the world, you want to make sure you're going in. Jacks are better, queens are better, kings are better, holding aces. Because again, if you're going in the market and your value play is getting a 2-4 offsuit, you're dead. You're going to lose money every single time. And again, we talk this about, all this in nausea. The market doesn't care how good of a person you are. Its only job is to detach you from your money. So you have to play value. So for example, one day we can have 15 trades, the next day we can have 4. But again, it's not how many trade, it's how many trade properly. And when you look at today's action, again, you really didn't see a phenomenal plate of really good talent out there, but you saw enough, okay? And the most important part is when you see enough, you kind of, really could pick and choose and see exactly where you want to go. Again, from the scale of Tesla, just crazy move. Just an absolute crazy move. Big move. I didn't trade Tesla today. The stock gapped up like 10 on another analyst upgrade, and then after, in the middle of the day, you saw the news that Elon Musk, and again, everybody, it's not really a big secret that the company needs money. The company needs to, the company needs to kind of band-aid burning of the cash. So they're laying off 9% of their workforce. It's not a small thing. They're laying off 9% of the workforce, and they're really trimming salaries. Trimming stock options. So it's a good cost savings way to save money, but unfortunately it affects real lives. When you look at the pivots today, they were fine. They were fine. I actually did take one winning trade and turning into a losing trade, which is so silly. When you hit 101 and a half fever, your mind doesn't work right. So let's go over the trades today, and we'll talk about this. Spotify. We talked about this last night. We talked about the last night and today morning strategy. We talked about this 174 break. 174 went to nearly 176. Nice move there. Weight Watchers, we spoke about this pre-market highs. Again, the pre-market high was right here, this 191 level. Once it broke 191, stock really exploded. Apple, congratulations. I already went to the doctor when this one broke. We talked about Apple getting over the supply zone. I know a bunch of you guys took the trade. Once it broke that 192 area, nice move. Put up a 60-cent candle. 60-cent candle, especially when the NASDAQ 100 is not doing anything. It's a really nice move. Why is this significant? Again, if you believe that the 5-day moving average represents short-term sentiment, you can see exactly where it stopped, right? You can see exactly where it stopped. So tomorrow, if it reclaims the 5-day moving average, it could really start going up again. So I really like Apple for tomorrow. But again, nice looking pivot for you guys who did take it. Overstock was actually pretty good. Overstock was pretty good. I bought it right here. Excuse me. Right here is where it pivoted, and it put an initial high of 36.85. This is where I talk about getting into the pivot as a second entry. The pivot here was 36.50 on the 60-minute chart, and on the bottom confirming the 50-day moving average. And again, you don't need to take the first move anymore, guys, as we talk about all the time. It put in its initial move to 36.85. It retraced, and once it broke above 36.85, I bought it. Stock exploded. Really exploded. Big move there as well. BSTI, nice move. Nice move for you guys who did catch it. I put into the channel above the 13. Above the 13. I believe it was 13 and a quarter, and it went as high as the 13, almost 13.60. So nice move there as well. This is where I screwed up. Also, VKTX. Congratulations to you guys who took VKTX. I put this thing into the room around 11 bucks, and the stock went as high as 11.34. Good job there. This is where I kind of screwed up. Netflix. I got long Netflix. I was watching the stock. It was very strong. I got long Netflix right here. I should have waited. I should have waited for the whole number. And this is where I think my fever got the best of me. So I bought the stock. I had an average of 365.53, and it ran up to about 36. You can see, it ran up to 366. And once it stalled out there, my first clue should have been making sales, or at least using break even as my stop. For whatever reason, and again, maybe my mind wasn't working well, I did not make any sales. Okay, so I did not make any sales. So I turned the winning trade into not even a break-even trade. I turned the winning trade into a losing trade. I only lost like 52, 53 cents on the trade. It wasn't the end of the world, but the point is, again, and we always talk about this all the time. When you're trading, make sure you're focused, guys. Make sure you're not arguing with your spouse, having money problems that you have to put on a trade. Make sure you're clear-headed, and the most important part is that you're trading responsibly. And again, I say this all the time. Sometimes I sip my own Kool-Aid. I mean, you guys know I've been trading so well. A lot of times, I really believe I can turn chicken crap into chicken salad, or chicken salad into chicken, whatever the terminology is. Or let's just say this: the PG version, I could turn water into wine. And sometimes I just say to myself, well, let me give it an extra minute. That extra minute not only cost me a profitable trade, right? Again, when the stock stalls out, you got to make sales. It wasn't even a flat trade. I turned into a loser, and I wound up making very like small peanuts on the day. But it's fine. Look, it's fine. I did learn a very valuable lesson. When a stock stalls out at a whole number again, especially when your range is only 50 cents, you got to act responsibly. I know some of you guys did take a small profit in the trade and use break even. So those of you guys were smart. Again, we're all a work in progress. As much as I have a great feel for the market and all that good stuff, again, it's very important to trade responsibly. So going into tomorrow's session, and you guys will see by the 60-minute charts, we're 1 or 2 days away of really having a really aggressive move in the pivots. Look at Amazon, right? Look at the 60-minute channel on Amazon. Again, it got rejected off the supply zone. This is kind of when we start the pivots for tomorrow. If this thing could just break the 17, you can see the supply zone again. If Amazon could break 17, this thing's going to go to 17.15. Just a really strong chart. I like Apple for tomorrow. Look at Apple. If Apple confirms not only the 60-minute but the daily chart and starts building above 192.60s, this thing's going to go. This thing's going to do again. Let's watch for early option flow there, so keep an eye on that. I love NVIDIA. Okay, if NVIDIA starts waking up, and again, you can see how tight these channels are, right? You can see how tight these channels are. If NVIDIA starts waking up and takes out the 64, again, this linear regression line will rise. You look at the daily chart, setting up exactly the same way. Again, the high from 2 days ago was 64. Everything is correlating. So we're literally like 1 or 2 days away from a good rotation to a very, very possible aggressive move in the FANG. So again, like my mentor and friend Meyer Hoffman used to say, maybe you won't make money one day, maybe you'll make a little bit of money the other day. But when everything correlates and everything, the stars and the moon, everything aligns, you're going to have your big day, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that really, really aggressive day. I love that 264 break on NVIDIA as well. I love that as well. Also, let's see a couple of names. Netflix, another name. Look how it's flagging, guys. Okay, look how it's flagging. It's dying to go. Okay, it's dying to go. Again, it might need a couple days to play out, and again, it might never even test this 366 level. But you have to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt until the market starts negating good news and starts negating bids. You have to assume and give the market the benefit of the doubt. So if this thing starts building above this 366 level, again, you could get a big move. QSII was on our watch list from a couple of days ago. It's a nice looking chart. I mean, just literally, again, another day away from getting a potential big move. $18 break on this as well. Also, check out this Cura. Bios has been very strong. Look at this Cura. The top of this channel here is 1795. Today's high is 1790. This high right here is 1798. You guessed it. $18 break gets it to 1850. Keep an eye on this thing. It's not the most liquid stock, but hey, neither was overstocked. And look what happened today, a $3 move there. So let's keep an eye on Cura. And I kind of like this recent IPO, AGAMH. My God. So the IPO high was 15. Obviously, you want to set an alert for that 15. But let's watch it tomorrow. This is a phenomenal aggressive candle. Really, really aggressive candle. So let's watch it tomorrow, guys. Opening range highs, especially if it goes red to green. Maybe red to green, this thing challenges 15. So keep an eye on that as well. So guys, I'm gonna go get some rest. The doctor took me in today, walk in, and out of nowhere today, I just caught like 101 fever, which is amazing. Went up to like 101.5. I have flu tendencies, but my lungs are clear. My throat is fine. So I'm either fighting something or it's going to turn into something. So I'm hoping these meds. He couldn't even give me Tamiflu because I was 2 days removed from the 48-hour window. So now I'm basically just on Advil and the NyQuil Dayquil combination. So guys, have a great night. Stay blessed. Make somebody laugh. Love somebody. We only have one life to live. Make sure you live it as a good human being. Guys, God bless. I'll see you all tomorrow.